time to have a real conversation about growing income inequality.
We want Canadians to talk to us
about how this income equality impacts them,
their families, friends, neighbors, and communities.
We want to talk with them about what we believe to be the key components.
Tax fairness, quality public services, a modern industrial strategy, and respect for labor rights.
We don't want them to think this is a usual union rally.
It's time for you to have that conversation.
When I first got on the bus, we really didn't know what to expect. We've evolved immensely, from being in Smith Falls at a Home and Trade Fair, to Merrickville at a yard sale, Brockville at a cultural festival, on Spark Street Mall, in Kingston along the waterfront, or in Belleville at the Sir James Whitney School for the Deaf. I have never had a more pleasurable experience in the union.
My name is Kingsley Kwok. I'm the OPSEU local president of Local 575 at the Scarborough Hospital. We're going to combat income inequality by emphasizing four things: tax fairness, good jobs, public services, and labor rights.
To be here today at the Molson's plant with the brewery workers, they're a really good group of people. We do a lot of stuff together, and they get it. The difference for working class people is nowadays is, an abscessed tooth is the difference between paying your rent and buying groceries for the month or getting the tooth fixed. So it really is. It's just we're all taking a beating, and there is something wrong.
The kind of issues that we have are very similar to those facing all unions across Canada, but more in particular to the manufacturing sector. We are dealing with a corporation now. The breweries at one time, Molson was generally family owned, smaller thing. Now at the corporate level, it's all about the greed that we see from corporations. It's they want cutbacks on everything.
You the people, stand up. We the people, get your hands up. Unless you in handcuffs, I want to see you amped up. We the people, keep them hands up.
Today we're actually, faculty and support staff are getting together. We're starting bargaining, and we just submitted notice to bargain yesterday because we see this whole austerity agenda, especially in the college system, where we see a proliferation of administration with high salaries. I represent the lowest paid workers in the system. And so, I have people who are just above the poverty line and a bit upwards from there, up to maybe $60,000, $70,000 from $30,000. So there's a big spread between them. But then we have the administration, who in some cases are, $350,000, $368,000 a year. And so there's a real disparity amongst administration and support and everybody above us, of course.
17 years ago, I moved to North Bay from Sudbury, and at the time I was a single parent, had 2 small children, and I had a house. I owned my house. I had a car. My kids were in extracurricular activities, and I wasn't penny pinching. 17 years later, still government employee, my kids are grown, gone. I had to sell my house last year because I couldn't afford it anymore. Now I'm living in the basement with my parents.
I find a lot of people feel the same way. You know, they have similar jobs to me, or some of them are working multiple jobs. You know, they can't just work one part-time job or one full-time job. They have multiple part-time jobs just to make ends meet, and some of them are working 2 or 3 jobs. My friends, they can't afford, you know, simple things. They can't afford to take like a small vacation or go visit family. They're stuck just paying bills from paycheck to paycheck.
The gap between the lowest paid job and our corporate heads is so huge. We used to have a middle class, there is no more middle class. Corporations make a lot of money, they make a lot of profit. Do they hire more people? No, they just go and buy another boat. Something's got to give. Something's got to give.
So we're part of a cross-Canada tour. Did you see the big green bus that was parked out front? Yes. That's our bus. We're part of the National Union, and here in Ontario we're with OPSEU, the Ontario Public Service Employees Union, and we're going from province to province, explaining to people the importance of public services, why they matter, why unions matter. I'm a parent of 2 kids, and I sure don't want them growing up in a generation where they don't have health care or they don't have access to the public services that we take for granted now. So having these conversations across the province and across the country, you know, reminding people what our public services actually are, talking about, you know, tax fairness, the fact that we've got corporations out there that are making billions of dollars and just simply aren't paying their fair share.
In Thunder Bay, we did the Pride Parade and spent a very cold day at the marina with the Pride event that was going on there. And we headed off to Atikokan and Fort Frances, where we heard that there was a need for some sandbagging because there was an emergency measure, so they had some flooding. So we made a decision to go and help. And I think that's part of what the NUPGE bus and I think with unions and public services is working together and helping each other. I think a lot of the people, especially in the smaller communities, they really don't know what it is that they can do. You know, there's almost a feeling of despair. Is that, you know, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. Our young people are leaving the province. You know, the people that are graduating from universities and colleges, it's difficult. They don't have full-time jobs, and you know, they've got lots of student debt, and I think, you know, young families, I really feel for them. When I was a child growing up, Ontario was a very wealthy province, and there were plentiful jobs, and people were prospering, and that's gone now.